no. Immediately take that out. That's not a good sign. That's not a good start.
Yeah, are they ever? But we're recording, so we probably should.
I see that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I'm Chelsea.
I'm Emily, and this is Mom Needs a Minute.
Yeah, it is. Why do you need a minute?
Well, another death in my family is exhausting. I'm really tired of people dying. So, I think that's about it, though. It's been a pretty decent week so far.
Did you do laundry on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
Yes, I know. I told Patrick no, and he wasn't having it, so it's his fault.
Well, I did not because I have anxiety now over it. So stupid. So dumb, but
I know.
I know it wouldn't be me that did anything wrong.
No, never.
Hey, man. The day not having to do laundry is like,
I tried to use that as an excuse, too, and Patrick was not having it.
haha. Yeah, well, I regretted it the day after because then I really needed to do a lot of laundry.
Yeah, it's like how one load of laundry a day is like essentially sufficient enough, but then it's like you skip one day and you have like 600 loads, and it's like, where did all of this come from? I know we didn't wear all of this today.
Well, it didn't help that Nolan started throwing up all over the place, so
Yeah, that's true. Poor
yeah.
boy.
So it was all of that laundry with that laundry, and I was like, I should have did laundry New Year's Day and just said, screw it, sorry, whoever dies in my family, I guess.
Poor kid.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fine, but I was
Yeah.
traumatized from the laundry.
Yeah, I remember talking to you all day about how he wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, that's still a mystery.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's over.
Yeah. Toulouse, what are you doing? Where'd you go? I can hear you. I can hear you fucking around. Where did you go? All right, well, I can hear Toulouse fucking around in here, but
Good
apparently
luck.
he's invisible. So,
Invisible or just somewhere he shouldn't be.
yeah. So, that's about it, though. Funeral's on Saturday next week, so.
That's far out.
I know. I'm not quite sure why they did it that way, but I was thinking it was going to be this weekend. But no, it's
Weird.
next Friday. So, or it's visitation
Friday.
for the family on Friday. And then, yeah. So, we're going to take the boys out of school on Friday.
I mean, there's a win for them in a way.
So, yeah, because they don't have school on Monday either. So, they have a real short week, 3 days. Yeah, so my grandpa is pretty much the only reason this week, I think. What about you?
I feel like ass. I feel like I have a cat scratching at my throat.
Oh,
my nose.
God, that's the worst.
It is. It's like I'm fine if I'm like, if I talk like this, I'm fine. But if I talk any louder,
yeah,
then it gets really irritated. Or if I like breathe heavy,
yeah,
then it does. But my nose
so we're
is
sorry,
clogged.
folks. We're sorry, folks, if Chelsea sounds like she's miserable tonight. My story's
She
gonna
is.
really lighten her mood, but it's not gonna make her actually feel better.
No, but I'm here.
I
We're gonna
know,
do this.
though. Like when I get sick, oh my God, if I have I can handle a lot, right? Muscle aches, cramps. Most of the time I can do headache or like sinus stuff, but my fucking throat starts hurting
Oh my
and
god.
I am out of here. I hate sore throats. Like it is just the worst.
I literally, like, my head is hurt all day, my throat hurts, and like the headache you can take something for and it's like somewhat better, but my throat, fucking nothing is helping. I've given
Oh,
up.
that's miserable.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I'll be
terrible.
fine, but
It's still
push
miserable.
on through. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's that time of year. It's just a viral cold, and I'm not gonna
Mhm. Yeah.
let my body shut me down. Which,
Listen, I've had a runny nose, like a stuffy nose, for probably 3 weeks now at this point. The
mm-hmm,
number of Kleenexes that I have gone through lately is absolutely absurd.
it's
So
annoying.
it's terrible. It's terrible. And like, because I work with kids, it's like I don't necessarily interact face to face with them. They're not sneezing in my face, but I am cleaning off all of their dirty dishes, including,
Mm-hmm.
say, forks that they put in their mouth. And as much as I want to, like, as much as I can wash my hands, it's still like not, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah,
I
I get it,
don't
but
think
it's still,
anything
it's
really
still
helps
miserable.
get germs off.
No, I don't think so either. No, I
Yeah.
don't think so either. But it is what it is, I guess. So
Yep. Just
I
gotta
hope you
keep
feel
on
better.
moving.
That sucks. That sucks, though.
Yeah. I'll feel better eventually. It's probably the peak of it right now,
Eventually.
so eventually I'll start going down.
That's good, at least.
We're lagging.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's rough.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm even plugged in this time, so you can't yell at me.
Well, I have mine on the same internet as I always do. I wonder.
Your mouth and your words looked better that time when you were talking there, so
Yeah, you're getting a little bit
we
better.
just have to wait it out.
I think we
Okie
just go
doke.
with it at this
Okie doke.
point. Roll.
Well,
Okay, let's
so
do this.
I have a little bit of a shorter story for you today, which I think we all need after fucking Carl and his bullshit nonsense. I can't stand him. I'm so glad we're fucking. You should have seen me after we were done with Carl last week. I like went and I just flopped face first onto the couch and I said, like looked at Patrick and I was like, I'm finally done with him. Like I'm so sick of this fucking guy, and I'm
I,
done.
wa- that's probably why I'm like neglecting editing the last episode because I just can't.
Is it just the last one that you have left?
Yeah, the other one's been released. They all
Oh,
have,
okay.
besides that one.
Oh, fabulous. Well,
Yeah.
get ready,
Yep.
buckle up, guys, because Carl is a fucking nightmare. Um, just he sucks in the worst way. So
Well, everyone should have already listened to him by now when this one comes out.
we did say that there were a ton of like trigger warnings, though, so not everybody may have listened.
That is true.
So I don't know. We'll see. Doesn't matter. I have a much, much happier, much more fun story tonight.
Let's do it.
All right. And I say it's happier. I'm immediately going to start with a death. Um. So okay. Okay. Moving on. Well, so our story, this story is really taking us in so many twists and turns that you would never, like, you're not going to expect where we're going to end up by the end of this. I think that you'll catch on eventually, but I don't think you're going to actually get it until I say it
Oh boy.
with the twists and turns. So we're going to start in the 1880s in Paris, France, and specifically the Seine River. Seine. It's Seine, right? That sounds
I
right.
don't
Hold on.
I
I
have
think
no
it's Seine.
idea. I can't even pronounce my own name sometimes.
Really? What do you call yourself?
I was joking. I was
I
just
know.
trying.
Well, I was going to make fun of your last name for a second.
Okay, well, that's just mean.
It
Rude.
was not.
Was.
Oh, it's Seine,
Oh, I don't
according to
know.
Google. Seine River.
That
Anyways,
river's more sane than me.
same. Anyways, so the Seine River is 777 kilometers or 483 miles long in the northern part of France, and it
Okay.
goes between, like, into Paris, right? It's like in between Paris, or in Paris, whatever. And in the 1880s, nope. currently there's about like 40 river or 40 bridges that go across it. But in the 1880s, there was like 15 to 20. Okay. And that basically is just to say that this was a common spot, right? There's a lot of people crossing it. There's a lot of people, like traffic around it, right? If it's going through the middle of the city and there's double digit bridges going across it, there's a lot of people like using this river essentially, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's just decently busy, and it like basically always has been essentially. So in the past, the like back in the 1800s, especially our story time, the Seine River. If I'm saying that wrong, if anybody knows if I'm saying that wrong, because I've been wanting to say sign, but if it's saying sign, whatever, somebody just please. I tried. Google tells me it's sane. So
I like Seine. That's my
so in the
vote.
past, this river, as busy as it was a common place for scattering like ashes of loved ones that have passed on. Right?
Okay.
Well,
That's the last place I want to be scattered.
you always hear about people wanting to be scattered in the water though, or something like someplace they love. You know,
Well, I don't love water, so
because you can't swim, even though your dumbass grew up on a lake. So
it's not
sounds like
my
you
fault. I didn't choose that. I'm actually scared of water. That's why
you
I
could
can't
fucking
swim.
swim. I bet if you learned how to swim when you were 4, you wouldn't be scared of water.
There's a possibility, but I'm actually like terrified of water.
You know what? I get that though. Like, I don't like being in water where I can't like see my feet.
Well, I'm
Like if I
short,
can't
so
see
I
what's around my feet. Well, like I'm saying, like the lake here near
yeah.
us. I don't like to get into that because I can't see what's around my feet because it's just kind of dirty. But
Yeah, it
um,
is.
and now because of that, though, speaking of dirty water and how we don't like to see it around us, because it was well known for scattering ashes, it was also quite common for murder victims or other assault victims or for those who wanted to end their own life to be in this river.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
okay.
um, at this time, and I'm going to give kind of a little background here, just real quick, as to what is happening in Paris to give kind of more of a reason for what's. So, at this time in Paris in the 1880s, the number of people in Paris is like surging with immigrants from like Belgium, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and like a ton of other places, right? And this is only important because in the late 1800s slash early 1900s, there were many people being pulled out of the Seine for one reason or another. And since there were so many immigrants, it was often difficult to identify them. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it's just difficult to identify, especially when you're in water like that. Like you're gonna start decomposing in a really different way than you would decompose if you were, say, on land or something, right?
Yeah.
So, in just as like to say how much this is a problem here for these people at this point, in 1864, so 20 years ish before our current time, the morgue received 376 bodies from the river in the year 1864. The nearest morgue received 376 bodies. That is more than one a day.
That's so aggressive.
Yeah, so they're constantly, and like I said, because of all the immigrants that are flooding in, it's making it a little difficult to identify
Yeah.
these people, right? Especially when you have so many people to identify. Like, that's hard, right?
Yeah. And how many like towns does this river go through? You
Well,
know what I
it's like,
mean?
yeah, well, yeah, I'm just talking about the one in France, or in Paris, I'm sorry. The one morgue in Paris that is closest.
No, no, no.
So
What
I
I'm
don't even
saying,
know how many other like I
because
don't know. It's 490 miles, so a lot,
yeah.
I'm sure.
So yeah, I mean that number makes sense, kind of. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to,
it's a lot though. That's a lot of freaking people
that is a lot
in
of
one
people.
city. In one city, being sent to the morgue every year, right?
Wonder, yeah, I mean, there's how many different areas of that river too that,
Hmm.
so I,
Yeah. So
yeah,
my number here is specifically the morgue that had our our victim or our person here
yeah,
in it.
yeah,
Obviously there would be more, but I think that this one is like the most populated or like the most common morgue being used at the time, if that makes sense. So I'm sure there were like other smaller ones that were also probably getting one or two, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I don't know though. So because of this, the morgues would put bodies on display for between 3 days to a week, so family members would have the opportunity to identify their loved ones, right? But the 1880s, their preservation techniques were we can't even now leave a body on display for a week, right, without it becoming unrecognizable, essentially. So eventually they had to do what they had to do to take them off of display. So they were really hoping for that first few days there, where they have it displayed, that people would come in and identify their loved ones or whatever. So
Yeah.
in the late 1880s, now a young woman's body was pulled from the river. It was determined that she was around 16 years old. She didn't appear to be harmed really in any way, so authorities were under the impression that she had decided to end her own life. She was displayed, as was usual at the time, so that somebody could identify her. However, after a while, she had still gone unidentified or claimed by anyone, and so this this fucking pathologist is, goddamn it. Okay, so the eight pathologists, people in the 1800s are fucking weird. Okay,
Oh boy.
this pathologist, this man at the morgue, had become so enamored by her sweet, content face that he decided he was
Mm,
going to make a plaster death cast of, like, a death mask of her, right?
hate that.
So,
That's
yep,
gross.
yep. Okay, well, so his argument was that this way she could potentially still be identified, but like, he wasn't making plaster masks of everybody. Let's be real here. So, um, but then that way they could do what they needed with her body. But she was still able to be identified if somebody came looking for her. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that they did not make like plaster death masks of everybody. So I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, something weird was going on there. But I can't confirm that, right? So, whatever.
Oh,
So
oh.
there had been another story regarding this woman who said she could have either been like a TB patient um, or the daughter of a German mask maker. And that's how this mask came to be, because they reasoned that if you were going to end your own life and jump into a river, um, your face would not rest so naturally. I'm actually going to
Yeah.
send you a picture of the mask. Okay. Your face would not rest so naturally. And we'll share these on our Insta, but this is,
Okay. Yeah.
like,
She
you can
would.
see God, my fucking ring
She's.
light.
Yeah. She
She's got
looks.
kind of a smile, a little bit. She looks super duper content though.
Yeah. It's not
Right?
a drowning kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were to drown yourself, your face would probably not, even if you wanted to,
Set
your
that.
face would probably not um
No.
like fix that way, because she looks so it's doubtful that we'll ever truly know, but the most common story is that she had been pulled from the Seine after deciding to end her own life. um it will never be able to actually truly know, but that's the like most common story, and that's what most people believe, although like I said, it is argued against that. so
Yeah.
So, this mask is made of her face, and it's seen by Parisians because they put it on display, and because people thought she was so beautiful and she looked so calm, and she had that same kind of smile slash not smile that she was very quickly likened to the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Um, just simply because she was beautiful and it was like her expression was very like kind of similar, you know. Um, However, because at this point in time she had basically become considered a work of art, right? If the Mona Lisa is a work of art, so is this, right? If they're comparing the two, this is the Mona Lisa of death masks, essentially, which is a weird thing, you know.
Yeah.
But because of that, people wanted to display it in their home like an actual work of art. So they began to make copies of this death mask for people to use as like wall decor in their home, which I
No.
think is yeah, which I think is weird.
No.
So actually became such a well-known quote piece of art that it was mentioned in, so this was France, so obviously French, English, North American, German, and Slavic literature, as well as ballets, movies, music, and photography from around the world. Because this was such a common like piece of art at this point in time. Like disc early pop gained notoriety real quick. We still
Imagine
don't
being
know who.
her family.
Seriously, well, I mean, she's never identified, so maybe they don't know. But like,
Yeah.
at some point, it feels like if it's spread this far, it feels like somebody's got to be like, "Oh, that's my cousin or my daughter or whatever." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's weird, right?
So that makes me wonder if something happened to like the entire like family or something was some like
Mm,
weird. You know, like
maybe,
it
maybe,
could have been
maybe if
she was
like,
like a
especially if they were like immigrants or something, and something happened on their
yeah,
move into Paris or whatever. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
that or yeah. Huh. Or she was like one of those children that was kept in the attic and they didn't want to admit it. I
Like
don't know.
Anne Frank.
I mean, it could have been the basement. I'm just saying.
Like Anne
Yeah,
Frank. Like World War II was like decades later.
I'm
World
not.
War II
I
started in like the 30s, 40s,
I don't. I wasn't saying it like
40s.
that. I'm saying it as why would nobody come forward if they recognized
Yeah.
her?
Yeah, I have no oh, yeah, I have no
You,
idea.
yeah, I'm just saying like, there has to be a reason.
You would think, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I
I'm just
truly
noodling it here.
truly I have no clue what happened. And I like I said, it's the 1880s. We at this point we will never actually know who this woman was or
I
what
hate
actually
that.
happened to her. Like I know it sucks, doesn't it? However, I know for certain that this death mask has been made so popular that you have seen it before in person.
Shut up.
I know for a fact that you have.
Why is it in your house?
Nope. She is called the commonly known as the most kissed person in the world. Um, yep.
No,
Yeah.
no.
She has. I know for a fact you've seen it in real life.
How?
So fast forward to the late 50s, early 60s. Dr. Peter Safar was an Austrian. I'm sorry, Austrian. I was trying to get between Austrian American and Australian. I really messed that up. So Austrian doctor who was working on a, now what we are taught, version of cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or what we would know as CPR.
Yeah, I was taught that a
So
couple of times.
uh-huh.
Don't
So
recommend me doing it.
it sucks, yeah. But I mean, I had my CPR license for, or certificate for years. It's
So did
lapsed
I.
now, but I still know how to do it.
I think mine's actually still good. 0 out
Oh,
of
mine
10.
lapsed a long time ago.
Don't recommend me doing it.
I had to do CPR for training when I was pregnant with Maverick, except
Oh,
Maverick is born in April. my CPR certification came up in the end of February or the beginning of March. So I was extremely pregnant.
And they had it very intense then. Now it's completely different. You don't even have to put your mouth on those dolls anymore.
I was so pregnant, and they did let me kind of like not fully
Yeah.
commit to compressions and stuff because I was like, I'm gonna give birth on this floor. We're gonna have a whole new like lesson in this room if I have to actually give legitimate compressions right now. I know how to give compressions. I've been licensed, or my CPR has been around since 2011, and like I'm like I know how to do compressions. You guys know I know how to do compressions. Like please, I'll do it for a minute. I'll do it for a minute. But oh
Oh
god,
my God. I did it recently when I worked yeah, there. Um
where I work,
I don't want to say it on here.
where I work,
The yes.
okay,
Yes, where you work.
where I currently work.
Yeah, and I learned something and this is like my was my third time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that the sound you hear when you're pushing on their chest is not their ribs, it's actually just cartilage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the
It's not
times
cracking shit.
you can.
Well,
You certainly
yeah.
can crack ribs, but yeah, a
But
lot of
that's
the
why you
times
have to
that
do
like
it right though.
popping, yeah, a lot of times when you hear that like popping sound, it's just cartilage.
Yeah, see, I know I learned
It's still gonna
something.
hurt like a motherfucker, but
I don't think I would ever be strong enough to actually do it. Ooh. Anyway, back to the real thing here.
I actually got into a good, I got myself into like a pretty good stance over the I don't know 5 or 6 times that I had to do the class after my thing would lapse and you have to renew it.
Yeah.
I think I did it like 5 or 6 times. I got myself into a pretty good like rhythm and like a pretty good stance so that I could get like pushed in hard enough, you know?
Nope.
Because you have to push
I
in so far and so deep and so
yeah.
fast. And
No, thank you. Hard pass. Jesus.
you've never really watched The Office, have you?
Nope.
Okay, well you should because it's fucking hilarious. There's a
I don't
scene.
know, man.
There's a scene where they are learning CPR, and it is one of the scenes in that movie or in that show. I'm sorry, that will make me laugh every single time. It never gets old. Never gets old. Dwight
I
cuts the face of the CPR dummy off and then puts it on his face, and it looks like he's wearing baloney. And oh my god, it's so fucking funny. Okay, anyways,
we'll see. I tried it once. Wasn't a fan.
if it's the first, okay, I know this is what people told me too because I was like, I can't get past the first season. Everybody is like, just really muscle through it. Okay, you really got to through the first season. After that, top notch, which is weird, right? That a show that every single person says you have to just get through the first season for. It's so good. It's so funny. Okay. Anyways,
I
besides
don't
that,
know. I just
so
watched Harry Potter, so I think I'm gonna recover from that knowledge after 32
the boys
years.
and I are actually. How are we friends?
I just watched
Honestly,
them. I watched them all.
how? Just now though, like look at
Oh,
my arm here, Holmes skillet. The
well,
boys
I
and I
never.
just started the Goblet of Fire um, on Audible. We listen to it on the way into town in the
Oh,
mornings.
that's
So we're on number
cool.
4.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if I
we
could
just
read the
started it
books.
this morning.
Those bad
Audible is
boys are
nice
too.
though.
Yeah, they're just too
Yeah.
long for me.
Granted, I stole my mom's Audible. So I don't know what else she has on there for us to listen to when we're finished with Harry Potter, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So anyways, back to Dr. Safar
CPR.
and CPR. So him and his colleagues have nailed CPR. They've got the science down, they have the practice down, and they're like really proud of this method that they have created. What?
I think I just caught on to your story.
So they
I hate
decide
this.
they decide so they decide that they need to spread the word because they know how successful this practice is, and they need to spread the words to not only other medical professionals but to the general public as well, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have caught on by the look of your face. I know you know where I'm going with this story. I know you do, but okay, that's not the end of it though.
Oh my god, but
That's not the end of the story though.
I
Where you're
figured.
going, I know where you're going, and you're probably correct if
I
you're
hate it.
okay. So while
Ugh.
teaching this practice, they would often need to find volunteers, okay? Because you have to show it somehow. But
Hmm.
it hurts to have it done on you. Like that's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure on your chest, and it
When you
hurts.
don't need
So
it.
exactly. So the number of volunteers they had was very sparse. Like it got to the point where some of these scientists and doctors and stuff were using their like signing their wives up as their like volunteers to be the one to be given CPR.
How many
So
divorces did that cause? Because I
I'm
would have
not
been like,
sure.
peace out, Girl Scout. You on your
Never
own.
again. You get to do it
Mm-mm.
once. I will be a dummy one time for you, and then I'm gonna figure out how bad it actually fucking hurts, and we're done.
If you sign me up again, you're gonna not
You're
have
gonna
me anymore.
sleep on the porch. So, anyways, they obviously need a better option for this, and so a toy maker in Norway had previously been known to make realistic models of wounds for military medics to practice on. So if you get a like, and they would even like squirt blood and stuff too. So you would learn how to like stitch up certain like I say like more common wounds in the military and stuff like that, right? So he's made already making medical. He's a toy maker, but he's already making medical equipment essentially as well, right?
Yeah.
So in the 60s, these people from all over the world, because some of Dr. Safar is an Austrian doctor, some of his colleagues are American, and this toy maker is from Norway. So all of these people from all over the world, basically in the 60s, worked together to create what we now know as Resuscitation Annie, or the CPR dummy.
Yep.
Dr. Safar is the one that insisted on adding the metal spring onto the inside of it so people can actually like better practice the compressions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So almost all of the doctors at the time were male, so these men decided that the doll should be female because fuck the patriarchy, I guess. I don't know, man.
Guess whatever. They weren't doing anything super inappropriate. They were
Well,
could have been
that's true.
worse.
And yeah, and they're trying to teach people how to save a life. So,
Yeah.
but now that they've decided she's going to be a female, they have to find a face for her, which is exactly where you thought I was going with this story. So the toy maker, the man who is in charge of making this dummy, is looking for inspiration, obviously, and he went on a vacation to visit some relatives. And these relatives had this death mask on the wall as decor in their home. And he went, I got it. I know what her face is going to look like. It is the unknown woman from the Seine River. So now this woman who was pulled out of the river in the 1880s is now used to this day as the CPR dummy face, becoming the most kissed woman or the most kissed woman in the world.
Yeah, now I see where that comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, I know you've seen it, right?
I
Okay.
want a comparison though.
Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure I got one. I'm pretty sure I saved
I'm
them
sure
for
I
you.
could find one, but
Oh, okay.
I mean, I gotta, yeah.
Chelsea, I'm sending it to you right now. Okay, I sent it to you right now. It's kind of creepy because it's like a bunch of the faces made and they're just hanging, but you can tell it's the same face, right? So he modified the
That
face
is
a little bit.
mortifying.
So he modified it a little bit so that the mouth would open, right? Because you have to do not it's your airway
Yeah,
and stuff, right?
yeah.
So he modified it a little bit, and then they added kind of like like a little more detail to it, right? But you can tell it's definitely the same face.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
So this story could end right here and still be pretty impressive, right? The
It's
woman from the 1800s dying, and now she is saving literally countless lives. Right. That's impressive.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. If I was like, that's a legacy you would want to have, right? That is not where this ends.
I didn't think so.
So you have taken CPR lessons before, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the class for CPR. And
Yeah.
what do you remember what like you were told that you need to do, like the steps in doing CPR?
I told you, do not rely on me.
Okay. The first step is you come across your victim and you have to
Yell for help.
okay, well you're supposed to ask if they're okay.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yep, you're supposed to say, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, "Are you okay?" and try to like shake like and try to get their attention because if they're
Yeah.
awake or conscious, then they don't
You
need
can't
CPR.
do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Then you gotta yell, can somebody call 911?
correct. Good job. So
Hey!
you're there.
I
You're there. You're there.
I only missed
Um.
one step
So
at the beginning.
her name is Resuscitation Annie. Can we? Can you maybe put any of that together real quick here for me? So you're essentially asking Annie, "Are you okay?" Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
No, I'm an American Pie.
Not quite. Um,
Yeah, that
the
song's in there.
oh, is it? Which one? The first one?
Yeah. The first? Nope.
Oh,
Second.
it has been a million years since I've seen
It's the
those.
second one. What was he doing though? It's not when he super glued himself to himself.
Oh
What was
God.
it?
Oh God, it's been I don't know. It's been a million years
Okay,
since I've
keep
watched
going.
any of those. So, the iconic Michael Jackson releases a song on November 14th, 1988, called Smooth Criminal. And it is
Oh.
inspired by Resuscitation Annie. So, the song is about a crime scene with a female victim named Annie, right? And I know you've heard the song because who hasn't heard Smooth Criminal? So, it is
Seriously.
literally describing a crime scene. He came into the window, he came into her apartment, left bloodstains on the carpet, under the right? And then
Yeah.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Right?
Yeah.
Then, Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? There's a sign in the window that he struck you. Come into your apartment, left the bloodstains on the carpet. You ran into your bedroom. You were struck down. It was your doom. Annie, are you okay? More of that, right?
I need you to sing it.
I'm not going to sing it.
Damn.
Annie, are you okay? No,
It
that's
is
it. That's all
that.
you get.
It's when he super glues his hand to his junk. And he's running around trying
I
to
am
get.
not sure why I don't remember that scene at all.
Oh,
It
God.
Chelsea, it has probably been 15 years since I've watched any of the American Pie
I've
movies.
watched it too many.
They're so good, but it's been a million years as soon as we're done. Then, closer to the end of it, so they came into the outway. It was Sunday. What a black day. Mouth to mouth resuscitation, sounding heartbeats, intimidation. So if you were concerned or confused if that was made up or not, no. Michael Jackson had learned CPR as an adult, and he was so inspired by the Annie, are you okay? Just the like beat that he could make out of that we get Smooth Criminal.
Imagine being that freaking talented.
I told you. I knew you saw where I was going when I was talking about the
Oh, I'm
CPR
still
dummy.
traumatized from that. But
But I'm very pleased about your face right now with the Michael Jackson and
I'm
Smooth
just
Criminal,
so like,
because it was literally written or inspired by the resuscitation Annie
I'm
doll,
not.
because he had learned
Why
CPR.
don't they tell us that shit in the CPR classes? Like,
This is the information that I would remember
that's
about history.
exactly. That is. I just. Oh my god, that is so. Oh, I wish I could be that.
Okay, like, let's be real. First of all, I know Michael Jackson did some
Ah,
questionable
well.
things. I'm
Who
not
I
saying that
feel
he
like a
didn't.
lot of
But
people
I
did then, but
I am I love him. I love him. I do. I love him. I have seen the Vegas tribute show twice now. Okay. Smooth Criminal, like, the boys regularly listen to Michael Jackson songs. Okay. So we are a Michael Jackson family. We don't agree with what he's done, but his music is incredible. Okay. So as soon as I found out that that's why Smooth Criminal was written, or that inspired Smooth Criminal, I about collapsed. This is the
just
coolest thing.
oh my, I want to be that freaking talented. The songs
Seriously
I
though, he was so
the songs
talented.
I come up with about my cats, man, I don't think I could actually write anything from them.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
no, 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 no. My songs about my cats are Oreo, Rio,
That's already a song.
ice, ice, ice.
I mean, I
I
guess
know. That's my
Michael's
song.
Meatloaf song
Oreo.
could probably make a debut somewhere.
Michael has a good Meatloaf song. He does have a good Meatball song. And
Yeah.
um I don't have one. We do sing Lola to
Oh,
Lola.
well,
La 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 Lola. Yeah, we do sing that one to her, but we didn't make
no.
that one. So we don't get to claim that one. But yeah, because of this woman who drowned in the Seine River in the 1800s, inspired the I would argue one of Michael Jackson's most iconic songs in the 1980s.
That's incredible.
I know. Do you see why I was like Do you see why I was so excited to tell you my story today?
I am just there's like so much in my head right now from learning about that face was actually
And
somebody's face, and I've taken
yep.
those classes like 3 times now, and that just traumatized me. But then you had to like turn it around into something like that, and now I'm
And I made it fun
yeah.
again. I know. I By the way, if you're listening and you don't believe me, I have dozens of sources and stuff that Chelsea's going to link in the show notes. I have dozens saying that he has come out and said that. Like, he said, yep, that's what his record label has said. Yep, that's where this inspiration came from. Like, it's a thing. It's not just me making it up, being like, oh, Resuscitation Annie, and or other people just being like, Resuscitation Annie is, and oh my, like, you're supposed to ask, are you okay, right? It's not just an internet theory, is essentially what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's an actual, like, he has said it himself. I couldn't find that because the YouTube, I don't know, because the Google machine and I are not super tight, but I have found a lot of sources saying that. And
That's
apparently,
wow.
one of the sources that I read was that the, like, specifics of the crime in the song are from a news headline, essentially, that he had read recently when he, like, before he had started writing it. So it was like a newspaper headline of somebody that had been murdered, and this is kind of the specifics of that case.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find, like, what case that would have been. You know what I mean? So But no, that's like an actual thing. Like his record label said it, like he said it, like it was because of Resuscitation Annie and asking, "Are you okay, Annie?" Which was immediately from that woman that drowned in the Seine River 100 years
Then
earlier,
nobody even knows who, like,
and nobody knows who she is. So because of this unnamed woman found in a Paris river, we have
it just
CPR as we know it
snowballed.
today, and yeah, we have CPR as we know it today, and we have Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson. And side note, fun fact, if you do compressions to the beat of Smooth Criminal, it is the 116 beats a minute that you need for CPR. So you can use that one instead of like, because I always just use Staying
Yeah.
Alive, right? And that's the right beats, but you can also use Smooth Criminal.
You know,
You've been struck by a smooth criminal. That is that's the beats that you need
I
per minute.
can't ever do anything to the beat of of a song because in my head I'm just like singing to it, and then I'm just like having a dance party in my head, and then I lose track of what I'm actually supposed to be doing.
Oh no. I do almost everything to a move or to like a song or something that I've heard.
I do, but not like in,
Oh,
you
it's
know,
almost everything.
doing it
Yeah.
to the song like that. I can listen to music and jam out and do something, but I can't do it in
I think oh no, I like in my own
collaboration.
head.
There
I
we go.
think that what I do, no, what I'm saying is I it's very easy for me to listen to the song and to work with it,
Yeah.
right? So I can do compressions with the music in my head. But I also do it with other things like putting away
Yeah.
my dishes or something where I can do it in rhythm with a song in my head. I don't have to be listening to like it actually. I can just play it in my head and something like I can do it that
Yeah,
way.
I could do that,
So that's a
but
very easy
I'm
thing for me
like
to do, I
such
guess.
a words versus beat person. You get what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm just listening to the words and I'm just having a good old fun time in my own head, and I
Right.
can't do anything to the beat. I don't know. I'm not musically inclined, clearly.
Oh, well, I danced for
Yes.
like 20
Yeah, and that's where
years
that comes in.
before. So I was going to say I learned to go with the beat and kind of ignore the
Yeah.
words when I was very young as far as like stuff like that goes. So, but yeah, so not only is it inspired by Resuscitation Annie by the Unknown Woman of the Seine, it is also in the correct beats per minute that you would need for um, doing CPR and doing
Why
compressions.
have they never said that though?
This should be common
It
knowledge, I
should be
think,
taught in
in
those
a
classes.
CPR class. In a CPR class, this
Yeah.
should be
Do
yeah,
they even
right? I would remember it so much
do they
better.
even call the dummy Resuscitation Annie anymore? I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. I always learned it as Resuscitation Annie,
Huh. I mean,
Resusci
I'm
Annie.
saying like now.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think they that came up at all in my last class I took.
I don't know. Every time I took a class, it was Resusci Annie, or it was either Resuscitation Annie or like Resusci Annie.
That I also wasn't clearly. That's like the one thing I wasn't going to pay attention to and remember because it's just a name.
Her name.
Yeah. That's wow. Did not see that coming.
I know. I saw a TikTok on this, and the guy said this, and I was like, "That is inaccurate. That's a bunch of fun,
Yeah,
coincidences,
like
but that's inaccurate." And then I was like, "Okay, but if it's true though, I want to know if it's
yeah.
true." And I googled real quick, and I went, "Oh God! Oh my God!"
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Man, the things you can learn from the TikTok.
I know. Too bad it's shutting down on Sunday,
I'm
huh?
not believing that yet. In my head, it's not gonna happen.
TikTok decided to shut itself
That's
down.
horse shit.
I can send you a TikTok. Did I
I
tell
have
about it?
seen many of them, unfortunately, but I'm one of those
Uh-huh.
people that has to see it to believe it.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the TikToks about everybody going to Little Red Book?
Yeah.
Zhao Zhao Hong Shu, right? I don't know. That's the Chinese version. That's the Chinese. Um, so I think that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Right? Everybody is like, you don't want China to have our data? We'll hand it over directly. Right? I think that's the funniest thing in my life.
Ah, man.
The way that the American public can be so fucking petty. It's in and band together in such a way. It is incredible. It's so fucking funny
I
to me.
saw one last night. Yeah. Someone posted a video, a TikTok, saying that Elon Musk was gonna buy TikTok because he posted on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you call that now, and it was a joke. But then everyone,
Well, I still call it Twitter because he's a moron.
yeah, I don't,
I still call
I
it
don't
Twitter.
use it, so I don't really care.
X. Oh, no, I don't either. I don't either.
But somebody,
But I'll never call it X if I'm referring to it in any sort of way.
no, it's stupid. It's a dumb name. Probably should have said that, but I think it's dumb. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he
I think it's
tweeted or
stupid
X'd
too.
or
I think
whatever
Elon
that.
Musk is a spoiled, bratty baby. Yeah.
Correct.
What do they call that? X'd? X'd. Tweeted would make sense, right, with Twitter, but what do they. You X'd something?
The fuck if I know, man. I don't go on there.
Hold on a second.
But anywho, yeah, he posted it on there, and then he was like, "Just kidding, just kidding." But then now he's actually thinking about it, supposedly.
Well, they don't want to
But
sell
if
to him.
they do,
Yeah, the American side of TikTok, but not the algorithm, and the algorithm is what he
right?
wants.
Yeah,
ByteDance is in
I don't.
China, or is Chinese based, and ByteDance, the algorithm, is what they want because
Yeah,
Meta cannot figure it
yeah.
out, which is fucking hilarious. Have you checked out Little Red Book, the Chinese version of it?
No,
I have.
no.
I have it on my phone. It's
Of course you have.
First of all, I'm fucking nosy. Okay, it is all in Chinese.
I figured you would, so I didn't have to.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
well because it is Chinese, but it's like literally to the point where even the people, like the people that own Little Red Book here, are working on getting like a translate feature into it because they never have had to before because it was always just in Mandarin, and now they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. If you guys are gonna be
oh shit, the Americas are
no,
coming
they're
in.
like, if you're gonna be respectful, we do have rules here that you do not have in America. But as long as you're gonna be respectful, follow our rules, we have no problem with you being here. Apparently, they ban very quickly for no reason, or for their reasons, whatever. But they ban people real quick. I think there's a lot of reasons.
I wonder if they're trying to get rid of like negativity in general.
I think that that's a big. I think that's a big part of it because I think that overall it as far as I've seen, I've only had it like 2 days on my phone, so I've only scrolled through it a little bit, but I think that it does seem very, very positive.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's what it is. They're trying to eliminate all of that
Probably.
and keep it a positive oriented app,
Probably.
which I am all for. However, I don't know how to do languages that's not English.
They are literally, the people on Little Red Book are literally like, hey, Americans, let's do some basic Mandarin lessons together. So there's people on there literally doing like basic, hi, my name is Mandarin lessons for
Oh.
Americans. But then there are also people from America or that speak English that are like helping people that speak Mandarin with learning English
For
for
free.
free.
Huh.
So they're actually like both, it's going both ways. People that speak Mandarin are helping America or anybody, I guess, that is primarily
Doesn't speak.
an English
Yeah.
speaker. They're helping people speak Mandarin, and people that speak English naturally are helping people that don't learn English. It is so
Okay.
cute.
I could go for that, but I'm gonna stay on TikTok until the time comes where I can't be on there
So like
anymore.
Sunday.
Shh.
Sorry.
Let me have my moment.
Okay.
How else am I supposed to fall asleep at night?
Little red book.
Watching Instagram reels?
Absolutely not.
That's what Kendall does.
Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck the metaverse.
Those are big words for Chelsea. She doesn't pay attention to that.
Fuck Mark Zuckerberg? Those aren't big words.
I
He's
don't
the
know who that is.
creator of Facebook, and he owns Meta, the company, which also owns Instagram.
Which I use for this podcast, and I have no idea what it even is.
He's one of the main reasons that they want to get TikTok banned, because it's not part of the metaverse.
Oh. Oh, got it. It clicked.
Is that not the funnest story? Is that not the funnest story that I've ever told you, though?
It was, and I'm really glad that it's real because I got a
It
little
is
worried
real.
that you're going to tell me a fake one.
This one was real this time.
No more fakies.
It has been so long since I told you that story. What was that?
I
Hold
am
on.
still
How many?
mad.
Hold on. What are we on? Episode. What is this episode? 30.
31.
You give me 2 seconds to go figure
1,
out. Shut
2.
the Chelsea. I swear to fucking God, you're
You
so
said it.
annoying.
I know. And I enjoy every second of my annoyance.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. I did that one as fucking episode 7.
Still mad.
Are you ever gonna get over it?
No.
Okay, well, if you want to know why Chelsea's mad at me, since hold on, this aired on May 16th. It is
Oh,
episode
wow.
7. Yeah, it's episode 7. It's called The Congealier House. Chelsea still hates me for it, apparently,
I
and
do. It's
it doesn't sound like she's gonna get over it anytime
no. Every time I
soon. So.
record an episode, I just have to stop and think, is she lying to me?
It was one time!
Ah,
And
God,
and
yeah.
technically the story was true. It just happened to be an urban legend.
Oh, well, I don't
Spoiler
like that.
alert. Sorry, guys. Well, I don't know what to tell you because I plan on doing urban legends eventually. Well, some sprinkled in
Okay,
here
well,
and there.
those are better than aliens and cryptids.
Listen, we were gonna have a cryptid until I saw this TikTok, and then I was like, I need to do this one first. So my next one is going to be a cryptid. I already know which one it's gonna be. That's gonna be
Oh
so
boy.
great. You're gonna
All
fucking
right,
love it.
I'll feel
You're
better
gonna
then,
fucking love
hopefully. So then I can drink my sorrows over this cryptid. Cryptid.
it. It's cryptid. You and the
I need to
cryptid.
go. I need to go to bed. I think I got a fever. No, I don't. But
Okay, well,
the ibuprofen kicked in, so I'm feeling a little bit better.
good. Yeah.
Anywho,
So that was my story. A woman drowned in a French river in the
which they don't
1880s.
actually know if she drowned, so there's
That's
that.
true. That's true. She was found
Found.
in a French river in the 1880s, and because of that, we have the CPR doll and Smooth
And
Criminal. One
yeah.
of the greatest Michael Jackson songs, arguably.
But all I have in my head is Jim with his hand glued to his penis running around on the roof of that house.
Okay,
in
you said
American
this is the
Pie.
second American Pie, or is it the first one?
It's a
It's not
second.
the first one.
No,
Okay. Well, I know what
it's
I'm
a
going to
second.
watch after boys go to bed tonight. Side note, speaking of, after the boys go to bed tonight, do you want to know what fucking show my child has picked up on? And now he's 12, he's almost 13, so it was really only a matter of time. But do you want to know what season my child has picked up on? My fucking teenager has picked up on.
Oh God.
I
What?
want you to guess one. I want you to guess one. It's from when we were kids.
Boy Meets World.
God, I wish. South Park.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nolan
Yep.
watches it all the time.
He's picked up on South Park, and we have been watching a lot of it. So
Yep. Nolan likes
there's
it
that.
because it's like the vision of small children and they are using bad language and he thinks it's hilarious. He laughs every time
Bentley,
somebody swears.
oh my god, they were talking about boobs on one of the episodes that we were watching, and Bentley could have just. He looked like his face was like so red, and he looked like he could have just curled up in like a ball and disappeared. Because Patrick and I were sitting in the room with him, so they're talking about boobs and stuff, and he is so embarrassed. It was really funny.
Oh my God. He would be the embarrassed one. Maverick would have been like zero fucks.
Yeah, Maverick was at a sleepover that night, so it was just the three of us home alone.
Yeah. I
And
figured he wasn't there.
Bentley really could have just curled up into a ball and disappeared. He would have. He was so embarrassed, but he was like, "I want to keep watching this show, but it's weird with my parents in the room." And I was like, "This is incredible. This is the funnest time I've ever had as a parent."
Oh my God. He's like
I
the
was watching this kid.
man. I can't wait till he gets his first girlfriend and we just torture the shit out of him.
Oh my god! He had that soccer tournament last weekend,
Oh yeah.
and one of the they had college kids there, either like sideline like coaching or refing or whatever. So they had a
Hmm.
bunch of college kids there, and there was this one who is shorter than Bentley is, and my god, from across the field, we could like watch him flirt with her.
Ah, yeah.
And didn't help because she would like giggle, like she would laugh, like not like a creepy like but he would say something and you could see her like laugh at it, and I was like, this kid has no game. Okay, he can't because he's his father's child, and his
I
father is
was just gonna
the
say.
worst flirt on the
He
planet.
is horrible.
Awful. The worst flirt. My
Oh yeah.
husband is just pathetic when it comes to
You
that.
definitely did all the flirting in that relationship at the
A
beginning.
million, a million. I still do. We've been together for 17 years. I'm still a
I'm
better flirt
saying
than he
you
is.
can simmer down now on it, but at the beginning you
I
definitely
can,
you
and I
laid your
do
game down.
in a big way. And I was really good at it, obviously. We've been together for almost 20 years. Back. I guess
Oh my
before that.
God.
Anyways, yeah. So watching him, I don't think that he realized that he was like flirting.
I don't yeah, he doesn't know what it
Because,
is. He's
and he's so naive, you know,
huh, yeah, runs in the family.
gets that from his dad.
Exactly.
But oh my god, Patrick and I were sitting on our side, like, which is essentially directly across the field from them,
Mhm.
and we were just like looking at each other like, do you see that? And then every now and then he would like they'd stop talking for a little bit and he would just
Yeah.
like lean over and say something else to her and she would just giggle. And I was like, hmm, buddy, what are you doing
He's
over there?
shooting his shot for oh
She's in
man.
college and she like literally she was just, I mean, she
She
probably
was
did think he was quite funny because he is quite funny, but I don't think that she was giving off the same energy that he was giving off in any way, shape, or form.
no.
You know what I
Nope.
mean? Like, he's funny. He's
Yeah.
a funny kid. He's a funny kid.
Yeah.
But I think he was going in a very different direction than she was. as
I don't
funny
think
as
he
he.
knew what direction he was actually going in. He was just going.
Yeah, well, true. But yeah, oh my god, it was so funny because Patrick was like, I'm gonna give him the worst time in the world in the car. I said, don't you dare.
No.
You don't want to make him weird like you. Damn it. Leave him alone. Let him go. Let him shoot a shot, man. Let him have some practice before he's a fucking weirdo like you are.
Poor
God.
Pat just gets tore up. Not even here to defend himself.
You want me to go get him?
Nope. We'll be here all night.
Actually,
He
hold
will
on 2
try to
seconds.
prove
No,
us
I do.
wrong.
I do want to get him for a second though, because I want to ask him what it is instead of tweet now. Hold on. Hey, I have a question for you.
No.
It's a really easy question. You know how like when you would post on Twitter, it would be a tweet. What is it now that it's X? Is it still a tweet? Like your post, is it still a tweet? You use it and I don't, so.
I never use. I literally view it.
I know you do, but
post.
do you know what it's called?
A post?
A post?
It's not.
They just call it a post now?
I don't.
That's
Oh,
so fucking lame.
I don't know.
Fuck you, Elon Musk. That's so goddamn lame.
That's so stupid.
$44
Okay.
million to buy it. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
And you just name it something lame like a post?
I don't know.
I don't care how much you spend on it. Your child is named after a fucking galaxy with letters in or numbers in it. Like, he doesn't really get creative control, okay? Because he's a fucking moron. But if he's just calling, if he
It
went
is.
from Twitter and tweets to X and a post,
But
that
yeah,
is the lamest downgrade I've ever heard in my life. Did you Google it?
yep,
No, Chelsea.
I did.
It's just a post now. That's the
Mhm.
lamest goddamn thing I've ever heard. What a loser.
That's all. That's it.
I'm just saying. We were talking about that earlier. And I didn't know. That's actually why I texted you, say, please come here. And you didn't come here.
I was watching TikToks and ignoring text messages. So.
I am your fucking wife. You can't ignore me.
You're right on the other side of the wall. If you can't come get me, that's on you.
I'm busy. I'm working.
Are you?
I'm
Yeah, I'm
keeping
working.
all of this
bullshitting
in
with
there.
Chelsea right now and calling it work because you have headphones on and you're.
I'm working.
Feels like work.
Okay. Work.
All
Chelsea,
this is staying
Working
in.
girls.
That's fine.
Okay, that was our show and
I can't
TED
wait.
Talk.
I can't wait to see how much you delete out of this episode.
Still gotta do the last one.
That's fine. And I will forget that we've had these talks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We
By
had
the
an
time
episode, we had a whole story, and then we had a bunch of TED Talks, and it was a great time. And we sang some Michael Jackson.
Let's all take a second to just thank the unknown woman of the Seine River in Paris in the 1800s. Thank you for saving countless lives and inspiring with your face and inspiring such an incredible song as Smooth Criminal. We will forever be indebted to your memory. Side note, imagine if she was like figured out, like like her identity was figured out like now, and then all of her descendants would be like, what the fuck?
I think it's too far gone. I don't think anyone's looking.
I don't know. I think I need to eat something and go to bed.
Me too. My throat hurts again.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sure it does. All right, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.